Hi, I'm Gerd Leonhard, Futurist. Richard Louv wrote a book called Last Child in the Woods, Nature Deficit Disorder, Preventing Nature Deficit Disorder. And this has become a really hot topic in my work lately because a lot of people talk to me about what's happening as we fall in love with our screens and we have more relationships with our screens than we have with people. And now virtual reality is coming up and more quantum computing, more cloud computing, more social media, more devices, more everything. Yeah, it feels like we're going to go into VR and just kind of get lost there and forget that we actually exist, right? A kind of escapism of the real world, move into what some people call the sofalarity, living in a world where everything is digital and kind of manufactured. And then very soon, as the Metaverse is coming, and Zuck is promising us a better Metaverse than any other matching reality could ever possibly hope to be, we may be moving into a world where everything is produced and organized in some other way, where we can be anything, where we can think of anything, where we can fly, where we can behave like gods and becoming superhuman. I think the challenge here is that we have to understand that we ourselves are not technology. We're not just data. I know this is a big topic to argue about, whether machines and humans are somewhat the same, but ultimately I believe that we are beyond data, that we are not just simple algorithms, and organisms are not just algorithms. And I think ultimately that means that we need to look at how we connect back with who we are. How do we connect back with nature? How do we understand nature and bring it back into our lives? Because something that's really truly happening, I think, all around here. I live in Switzerland, where we have maybe a little bit less of this at this point, but a lot of people are disconnecting from nature, from trees, from the ocean, from contemplation with nature. Great book to read, by the way, of course, my favorite science fiction writer, Kim Stanley Robinson. He wrote a recent book about the Sierras. I forgot the title of the book, but The Ministry of the Future was the previous one, and this one is about, I think it's called Walking in the Sierras, or it's about the Sierra Nevada and how he reconnects back with nature. Powerful book. I think a lot of people who have wisdom and acquired larger thinking are strongly connected with nature. And I do make it a point myself to connect with nature as much as I can, because I think it is so crucial that we go back to where we came from, that we feel united with nature to get back energy from this. And nature deficit disorder is a major issue in many cities, of course, in many companies, because all we do is connect virtually. And now, of course, in COVID, we couldn't connect in real life, so that went virtual as well. And virtual work is exploding. I mean, we're going to work online, we're going to work on the cloud. I think we need to do some rewilding, and there's actually already jobs that are about rewilding, connecting back with the wild in us and, of course, in nature. I think a lot of people will have that job in the future, in companies and in governments and in cities, to connect us back to nature. So nature deficit disorder is a serious issue, and it comes from the discussion that I had in my last book 6 years ago, Technology versus Humanity. I talked about digital obesity, how we're getting digitally fat, right? And basically live in a world where that all of a sudden is everything is about data and flooding us all the time with information and content and new connections and pings and announcements, notifications. We need to get away from this and stay digitally lean, not disconnected. That is not going to be a possibility, just like we can't stop eating. Right? But this is going to be important, that we replenish with nature, that we go back and reconnect, and that we have some good old-fashioned offline luxury. So, nature deficit disorder, big topic for my upcoming speaking work, and how to reconnect with nature and how to make that happen again, so that we can be lead a more holistic life, and also look at our businesses more holistically and at a global governance. So, thanks very much for listening, and check out the hashtag digital obesity to find out more. Thanks.